In Acts 19, we see what happens when the truth of Jesus encounters a culture who won't acknowledge him as the one true God. The culture in Ephesus was saturated in the worship of false gods. Some people, craftsmen, made their living by creating and selling idols and shrines to Artemis, who was a goddess worshipped for fertility. A silversmith named Demetrius talked with other tradesmen and craftsmen and riled them up by pointing out how they're in danger of losing business, since Paul preaches that gods made by human hands are no gods at all. Soon we read in verse 29 that the entire city was in an uproar. Here we see the opposite of God's plan for humanity. We see mob mentality. Verse 28 says they were furious and began shouting. Verse 29, soon the whole city was in an uproar. Eventually they went into the public theater, but verse 32 says the assembly was in confusion. Some were shouting one thing, some another. Most of the people didn't even know why they were there. Now, we've seen similar situations in our culture: mob mentality, confusion, anger, anarchy, and yet we as believers are still called to be salt and light in the midst of evil, in the midst of chaos. Why? Because even those who cause situations like this are not beyond the reaches of God's grace, love, and forgiveness. And that's truth for you.